Welcome to Queen Elle TV. This is Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have, as promised, a video on 5 tips for how to help alleviate constipation and or gas in your infant. First, I'd like to preface this video by saying that I am not a medical professional. So please always consult your medical professional before following any of these tips. But I am a mom of 4. My oldest is 20. My youngest is 3 months old. So these are just tried and true remedies that have helped me over the years. So I will give these tips in order from the easiest and one that requires the least work, least hassle, to the 5th one, which is still a minimal thing to do, but it is more, I guess I would say, a bit more time consuming for it to take effect. So we'll start from 1 to 5. Also, the 5th one would be a bit more aggressive. The first one would be the lightest on your little one. So I would say that these tips are most helpful after your baby is at least 2 months old. Okay, so let's get started. If you see me look down, I have notes in front of me, so that's what I'm looking down at just to keep me on track. So the first one is doing little bicycles or holding your little one in different positions. So you can hold your infant, um, if you have your forearm out, you can hold your infant face down, so their tummy to your forearm, and sometimes the movement like this and the pressure of your forearm against their tummy will help. Sometimes holding your little one against your shoulder will help. And again, it's just something pressing against them will sometimes help to move gas along or to help ease some type of constipation. So that would be one of the most minimal things that you can do. And also maybe laying your infant on their back and doing little bicycles with their legs, pumping those little legs will sometimes get gas and any indigestion or constipation moving along. Okay, so that's tip 1. Tip 2 is a massage. So massage the little one. You can use 2 fingers and massage their little tummy. Sometimes rub their little tummy and do it very gently because, as you know, if your infant is constipated or gassy, they're very fussy and they seem very sensitive to touch. So just gently do a little massage. You can use aromatherapy and get some light scented oil, or like with lavender, because lavender is very calming, or use coconut oil or even olive oil, and just lightly, gently massage your little one's tummy area, their abdominal area, and just doing that gentle motion, a constant motion, not up and down, but just gently in the same direction. That will help. Now, again, these are tips where it might get gas flowing through quite quickly, or depending on how backed up your little one is or how gassy they are, it might help somewhat, but not alleviate it completely. So that's tip 2. Tip 3 is a warm bath. Now, it's the warmth of the water and also just feeling, um, it's mainly the warmth of the water, but also water is something that just helps mainly for constipation to get things moving along. You may even find that if you're using a small little infant tub and you kind of submerge your little one just, you know, up to like their tummy area in the bath, you might be holding them with their head in your hand, dipping them in the water. You might notice that once that water covers like their little tush and their little tummy area, that the warmth of the water and just feeling water might cause that little one to just start having a movement right off the bat. You might notice that. So that's another tip. And you might want to combine the massage with the bath at the same time. Always use two hands at the bath. That's just a mama tip, because those little ones can get really wiggly in that water, and they're so, slippery when wet. So that was tip 3. Now, tip 4 is it's something that will take a bit longer, and that is adjusting their diet. So if your child is breastfed, then there's some things that you may need to eliminate in your own diet. The first one being dairy. Dairy is a big offender as far as gas and bloatedness and constipation for us as adults, as well as to our little ones. So the first thing I would suggest eliminating if your child seems overly gassy or has constipation would be dairy. The next one would be any type of food that could cause gassiness in yourself or your little one. Some things like broccoli, onions, um, and beans, of course. So just kind of do some research and start jotting down, like keep a food diary to see what things your little one may have an intolerance to. And that, might help with that. Again, that will take time, because you eliminating foods from your diet, they will still go through your breast milk as far as what you consume. So that may take some time and might not provide any immediate relief to your little one. But that's just something to definitely keep in mind. If your child is formula fed, you may look to switching formula brands. So for my children, I have always breastfed and supplemented with formula, and I've had to, for most of my children, I've had to change their formula to a soy-based formula, because the traditional basic formula brand is milk-based or cow's milk based, and that has been hard on my little ones' tummies. So that would be an immediate change that you can make if your child is formula fed or both, just um, to see if that helps. That may really help a lot. So adjust that, and then there are also some other lighter formulas that are promoted as being lighter on their tummy as well. So definitely look into that. So that is tip 4. Now tip 5, and this one's a little more invasive, takes a little bit longer, but definitely does the trick. And again, that's if your child is at least 2 months old, would be to give them a little apple or prune juice. Now I would say apple first over prune juice. Prune juice is a bit more aggressive for anyone, adults included, but apple juice, and make sure that it's 100% apple juice, not from concentrate, just 100% apple juice. And I would recommend giving 2 ounces. You could give 2 ounces straight, or you can choose to dilute with a 50-50 solution of the 100% apple juice and some distilled or purified water, drinking water, but make sure that it's purified drinking water. So that would be like a two ounce of the juice and 2 ounces of the water. And I had to give that to my little one on one occasion, my newest little one, and about it took about 8 hours for him to have that bowel movement after giving him the juice. But it definitely helped, and that was after going over a day where he had been consistently having regular bowel movements, and then all of a sudden he stopped, and he seemed like he was really upset about it, like it was bothering him. And after trying everything else, I was already giving soy-based formula. I had already eliminated things from my diet. There were other things I was already doing, and they just weren't working. And so that was what I felt like was my last resort. There are other things that are more invasive, such as suppositories, and gas drops have been promoted as being natural. I choose not to give my little ones anything to ingest outside of what I feel is natural. And also, the suppositories I feel are unnatural. So to me, that's a bit extreme, but that's just my preference. It's all up to you what you choose to do with your little ones. But those are my 5 tips. So just to recap, tip 1 is to do the different positions, holding your little one, putting them um, face down or tummy down on your forearm, doing the little bicycles with their legs. Tip 2 is the infant massage, doing the little baby massage, rubbing their tummy in the same little motion, a gentle motion, using aromatherapy and some oils to just kind of set the mood and to help calm your little one down. Step 3 is the warm bath, and that usually helps do the trick. Step 4 is checking things within your diet if you're breastfeeding, or switching from a cow's milk based formula to a soy milk based formula for your little one if they're formula fed. Step 5 is apple juice or prune juice. Make sure it's 100%. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Queen Elle, Queen Elle TV. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them below. Ashe, peace.